We're going head to head to see who can upgrade their pre-built PC better with only $1,000. This video is sponsored by Squarespace, but more on them later. The original PCs are Powerspec G228s from Micro Center, both bought around the end of 2020 during the holiday season. Jake needed a new PC instead of his old one that was way too old, and this one was a reasonable price. I got one too for the stream room, but it made too much noise, so it's been in the corner of the closet. The Powerspec G228 costs around $900, and the parts are as follows: an i5-10400F CPU, an NVIDIA GTX 1660 Super, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 500 gigabytes SSD, and inside a Lian ATX 205 case. It's an awesome powerhouse of a PC for an affordable price, but it has its downsides. So with $1,000, we each started shopping. My plan was to improve the performance and the looks, both. I wanted a balanced upgrade, which meant I couldn't just spend 60% of the budget on a nice GPU. They're that expensive. So we'll start with the CPU, RAM, and motherboard, and then we'll see what's left over. So I'm going to put all the current parts into a PC part picker to see compatibility with the new parts that I want, because I'm a total noob, and the links to everything are down below in the description in case you want to follow it through yourself. So I have to take away $125 for the NZXT AIO I upgraded a few months back to have a quieter stream PC. The original case is really small. I mean, it's an M to ATX case, and I definitely want to go for something white, more flashy looking, more RGB, so a mid-tower makes more sense, and it makes cable management so much easier. So I went with a Corsair 400D, and it's super affordable at $118. Next will be the motherboard, so I can put a better CPU and RAM in there too. So I'm going with the MSI V590A Pro ATX. That's right, ATX. More USB slots, USB-C slots, easier wire management, and all inside a bigger case too. So CPU time, going from an i5-10400 to an i7-11700K is a huge upgrade, but probably the most expensive one at $345. So the RAM right now, it's a bit slow and there's not enough. Only 16 gigabytes, but I want to go to 32 gigabytes to do more stuff, and I want RGB. So RAM's super affordable. I can ditch the old sticks and replace them with the Corsair Vengeance 32 gigabyte sticks. It's $100. Worth it though. And this is definitely not enough for a GPU, so I can save it for a future GPU upgrade, or maybe I can get more storage since 500 gigs is not enough. More SSDs, maybe just one, but 1 terabyte is $110, so no. And the power supply could be a problem if it's not modular. I might replace the additional storage with a new power supply for ease of use and then think about storage after. So a Corsair 850 watt 80 gold power supply, $125. It's modular, but it's worth it. So I've got $30 left and I can't buy anything with it. So I'm keeping the original SSD and the original GPU. If I save more money in the future, I can upgrade the GPU next time. So with the new parts, case, motherboard, CPU, RAM, the PC is ready for a huge upgrade, and the GPU later on down the line will be like $800,000. That's a lot. And the new one is going to be quiet, beautiful, can perform better, and it's upgrade ready. So I just bought from Corsair's website, drove to Micro Center for the CPU and motherboard, and I got everything. So we'll see what kind of performance I can get for gaming though, since the GPU is the same, and the GPU is super loud when it runs things like gaming. Jake took a completely different approach from me, and he chose to keep the majority of the parts and just went for a nice GPU and a CPU cooler, and maybe some RAM. So let's get building, and I sure hope this will go well. All the parts for my PC came, so I'm going to upgrade it right now, and hopefully everything goes really well and nothing goes wrong at all. Time to take it apart. Got my old PC open, and now I have to figure out what's the first step. I do need to remove the CPU cooler, the water cooler in there, and move it to my new motherboard and my new case and my new CPU. So what do I do first? I need to prep my motherboard, remove CPU cooler, install CPU cooler, install a new case. Oh
Alright, so it's time for me to start doing my upgrade. My PC is really messy right now though, so I'm gonna go ahead, clean it off, and then I'll go ahead and upgrade everything later. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, I've got the perfect thing to clean this. So let's hope I'll still be able to breathe the air after I do this. I don't really know what I'm doing. I should probably be using a microfiber cloth, but I just sort of want to get all the dust off, so I'm just going to go in with a paper towel.
I've got the CPU cooler out, and now I'm going to prep the other motherboard and CPU for that. First step complete! CPU cooler. M2.
I've got all the new parts that I bought right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and take out all the old stuff so I can get ready to put the new stuff in. Oh yeah. This is a 1660 Super, 1660 Ti. I got a liquid cooler, so now I need to take off the CPU. Here's the old CPU cooler. Here is the old CPU, which we're actually gonna keep, but I'll have to clean off the surrounding area a little bit. What model it is, the i5 10400. We'll figure that out later, but before I...
Now that the motherboard is in the case, all secure, it's time to install the CPU cooler with new thermal paste. Thermal paste, some Corsair stuff, everything's Corsair over here, not sponsored. Useless manual, tells me nothing. Watts of power, and it's white. Ooh. All white cable. It's beautiful. Same graphics card. What is this? A 1660 Super Ventus XC overclock going in.
Alright, so I made a mistake with the RAM. I meant to order 2 sticks of 8 gigabytes, but instead I only ordered 116, which kind of sucks because I wanted to do 4 sticks of 8 to get to 32 gigabytes, but now I think we're just stuck with 16, and that's just unfortunate. I guess we'll just keep continuing and swap out everything else, and then we'll just finish the build with 16 instead of 32. Alright, quick update. Betty was actually nice enough to give me the 2 8 sticks from her build because she's not using it anymore, so we should all say thank you, Betty.
Thank you, Betty.
4 sticks of RAM, baby. Now for the fun part. Oh, 3060 Ti. We're leaping 2 generations here. Oh, yes. This is you versus the guy they tell you not to worry about. Oh yeah. So much bigger, what the heck? This is a 2-fan version too. I could have gotten the 3-fan version, but I don't think it would have fit. These are the SSDs that are gonna give me a ton of extra storage.
Yeah, I was gonna steal case fans from the old PC and put it into our new PC, but I can't open up the new case, so no more case fans. I'm ready for a post. Alright.
Alright, it's time for me to test mine as well. We'll see if this thing starts up or not. The lights are on. I think it's working. Alright, let's close this thing up and then we'll get ready to do the test with the monitor.
PC build is done. I still have to check it with the monitor and make sure it's really working and nothing's messed up, but it's booting up properly and there's no errors. A full day later and they are done. I woke up early to troubleshoot both of them to make sure everything booted up properly, and I even installed drivers on my new motherboard. Now for the head-to-head battle. We're going to compare the two PCs based on exterior looks, outside looks, inside looks, aka cable management, and maybe benchmarking. 2 out of 3 wins. I obviously don't know how to benchmark a PC, so I'll let you decide whose parts win. Obviously, the exterior winner goes to the person who actually changed up the case. Me. And the interior, I mean, come on, me. Benchmark wise, I don't know, it could go either way. So in the comments, let us know who the real winner is here, the massive GPU or the all-around performer. I know nothing about PCs still, but I'm definitely getting more knowledge from doing these kinds of things. Who really won? At the end of the day, I can upgrade my PC for another $600 to $1,000 depending on what GPU I want. Also, if we combine both of our upgraded parts, we can get a massive supercomputer. I'm gonna yank the GPU out of his computer and just plop it into here and take his SSDs while I'm at it. So the real winner here is probably Jake, who gets to use the supercomputer for his workspace. Thanks to Squarespace for funding our PC upgrades. Want to show off your PCs or keyboard creations? You can do that with your own website using Squarespace. It's fast and easy. Create pages for your business, blog, or portfolio, or even your store if you're selling things. It's up to you. Make it look the way you want it to without all the hassle of using CSS or complicated templates, and then show it off to your people and get them to like or comment on your post for interaction. Check out my Squarespace website at prettykeyboards.com. Maybe leave a comment while you're at it. It looks super awesome and I can add to it whenever I want at the click of a button. Start now using the deal in the description. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/switch and click to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.